Alright there guys, and welcome back to another video. Right, we've had one week of out of the 2 weeks I said where I would be doing nothing but thoughts on videos for shows that had just finished. Because four different shows happened to finish around about the same time, and I was watching all four. Last week we covered Fruits Basket Season 2 and Stop saying Tower of God. The God of High School, that's what I meant. So yeah, Fruits Basket and The God of High School are the first shows we covered last week. This week we've got two more shows to cover. The first one being Rent a Girlfriend, which is what today's video will be about. And Friday's video will be on Uzaki-chan. I could have done Uzaki-chan this today, but I decided the last two videos I made on her were on Fridays. I might as well stick to that theme and make the video on her at her show on a Friday too. Quick side note: any of you guys that end up end yourself in The Last of Us Part 1 multiplayer lobbies with me, try not to get too salty if you lose. If our team happens to lose, and then you go and blame me. I'm serious. Check the comment of the latest video I posted before this one. Check the comments. Some dude went on a rant about me being crap at The Last of Us Part 1 multiplayer, and it's my fault that he lost. It's only a game. Jeez. Anyway, enough about that. These are my thoughts on Rent a Girlfriend. And no, I don't mean the actual service that's in Japan. I'm talking about the anime based on the same concept. I mean, yeah, if you guys didn't know, renting a girlfriend is something you can actually do in Japan. This anime is not does not have a made-up concept. No, its concept is literally something that actually exists, is actually a real thing. So we have our main character, Kazuya Shitanota, and he's as best described by Giguk, a living bruh moment. This dude just constantly takes L after L after L. One day he's just gonna wake up and blankly in front of his face will just be an L. So it starts off with him just being dumped by his first ever girlfriend, Mami-chan. They were together for a month, and she told him that she's found someone else and she's breaking up with him. So Kazuya goes home, cries into his bedsheets for a bit, bashes out a fat one, if you know what I mean, and goes to it on a rental girlfriend site. And he just happens to rent the number one girl of that agency, who he finds out is called Chizuru Mizuhara. Or that's the rental girlfriend name she goes by. Her real name is Chizuru Ichinose. She just changes her last name for her rental girlfriend persona. So Kazuya goes on a date with her, has a pretty damn good time, and then pays Chizuru the money that obviously he had to, since that's the whole point of the date. Rental girlfriend. It's a job. That's how it works. And then he gets annoyed at her because she treats other clients the same way she treats him. Well, obviously she's going to do that. She's a rental girlfriend. You're not special, Kazuya. She's going to treat all of you very well, not just you. But then Kazuya and Chizuru get into a little bit of a complication. It turns out their grandmas actually already knew each other, and the two of them now have to pretend that they're actually dating because they don't want to upset their grandmas. Because Kazuya's grandma thought he'd never get a girlfriend, and Chizuru's grandma is super happy for her that she has a boyfriend, which of course she doesn't, because it's all fake. The two of them keep wanting to break their fake relationship off to their grandmas, but they just can't. They just can't. One day Kazuya and his friends and Chizuru and her friends go to the beach. Of course this show would have a beach episode. And Mami-chan happened to be there. In a little rocky corner of the sea where no one can see, pun not intended. Kazuya and Mami-chan have a, let's just go with passionate kiss, and you're thinking, hang on a minute, you dumped him, you just dumped him because you said you liked someone else. Why are you suddenly trying to get back with him? And yeah, she basically tells him that she was lying. She never actually found someone else. If you haven't figured it out yet, Mami-chan is the worst character. She is worst girl. Chizuru and Mizuhara end up going on a ferry for some reason. Mizuhara falls into the sea. And Kazuya goes from a living bruh moment into the most Chad you can get. He eats himself into the ocean, pulls her back up, and saves her. Don't know how he pulled that off when he's kind of a pussy, but oh well, it worked. And then the two of them get brought back to shore. Kazuya and Mizuhara also happen to be living next door to each other. What a coincidence. Because that's definitely wasn't planned in the show or anything. Oh wait, that's exactly what it was. Of course they'd be living next to each other. I mean, they don't have to try very hard if they want to contact each other. They literally live next door. Then Kazuya goes on a double date with one of his friends, Kiri, who has gotten a girlfriend called Ruka, that Kazuya happens to have already met, and may or may not have seen her panties. I'll leave that one up to you. If you've not seen the show, I'll leave you to figure out with that. If you have seen the show, well, you know the answer. So, we have Kazuya, Chizuru, Kiri, and Ruka, and they go rock climbing. Kiri and Chizuru happen to be very good at it, while Kazuya and Ruka are trash at it. Doesn't go well. Ruka figures out that Chizuru is a rental girlfriend, and the only reason she's able to figure that out is because she happens to be a rental girlfriend as well, and they work for the same agency. Oh, of course they do. Who'd have ever thought that? So when they leave, Ruka falls down some stairs while on her way to the train station. Kazuya turns into Ultimate Chad again, yeets himself off the stairs to catch her, and now that's twice now he saved people's lives without even thinking. What? And people said only Goku could use Ultra Instinct. Nah, anyone can. Then it's revealed. Then Ruka reveals to Kazuya that she's also a rental girlfriend. and she's planning on dumping Kiri. Well, I say dumping Kiri. They weren't dating to begin with because she was only a rental girlfriend. She then says to Kiri that she's a rental girlfriend in front of Kazuya in their college, which doesn't go well. Oh yeah, and Kazuya and Chizuru also go to the same college, as well as living next door to each other. So, yeah, they really struggle to keep away from pretending to know each other. Pretending not to know each other whenever they're not on their rental dates. Then Ruka basically out of just nowhere confesses that for some unknown reason she happens to just be in love with Kazuya. How, we don't know. No, even he doesn't know. She probably doesn't even. Well, actually, no, she does know. Basically, Ruka has a heart condition where if her heart rate goes too high, she faints. And basically, when she was hiding under a desk with Kazuya from Kiri, she basically tried to see if he could make her heart rate go up to 100. And if it did, then she thinks that makes him the one somehow. Don't know how that works. But yeah, that's basically what makes her fall in love with him, because he's the one that made her heartbeat go to 100. Heart rate, not heartbeat. The one that made her heart rate go to 100. She follows him home, sees that Chizuru also happens to live in the exact block of apartments that he does. Records a message on her phone of her confessing to Kazuya, so he's kind of screwed. Again, he's put himself in another. He puts himself in terrible situations. It's almost like he does it. It's like he does it on purpose, but he doesn't. So Ruka begs Kazuya to go out with her. Imagine that, the girl begging the guy to go out. The girl begging the guy. Obviously, it's fictional and not real life. So then Chizuru decides against it, but then decides to change her decision and tell Kazuya he should go out with Ruka. So Kazuya's now kind of stuck with being on a date with Ruka. But Kazuya actually does something nice for once. Something he hasn't really done ever yet. He hasn't really done something truly nice that doesn't just involve jumping off something to save someone. He feels that his best friend Kiri will be quite down about Ruka basically exposing that she was only a rental girlfriend right in front of him and Kazuya at the same time. So what he decides to do, he decides to basically have Chizuru go on a rental girlfriend date with Kiri this time. Kiri thinks Kazuya is up to something the whole time, which he's not. And then after the date, Kiri ended up having a lot of fun, and Kazuya also happened to just be there, watching them the whole time. He also spends an episode following Chizuru around town, all episode, with another guy, who just happened to be a member of her acting class, since the reason she became a rental girlfriend is to practice on her acting because she wants to become an actress. Kazuya not realizing that you do realize that she's a rental girlfriend. You're not dating her. She's allowed to go with other guys, you know. It's not cheating because you weren't dating in the first place. Kazuya had long fell in love with Chizuru by now. She even gives him a gift and said it's not like it's a gift or anything, because that's not tsundere energy, is it? Then we have the final girl, Sumi-san. And basically, Chizuru tells Kazuya that Sumi is a brand new rental girlfriend who has joined the same agency that she works for. And she's incredibly shy and would want Kazuya to be the first person, or wants Kazuya to go on a rental date with her because she knows what he's like, so she has a better, so it would work better. So Kazuya and Sumi go on a date which includes bowling, a football kind of game where you have to try and kick the ball into these little holes. I think baseball at some point. And they even have some ice cream together where Sumi offers some of her ice cream to Kazuya. He has some, and then she has some straight away. Because, yeah, that's indirect kiss, I guess. Even though that doesn't really make... I still don't think... No one thinks of that in real life, come on. And then some older guys start bad-mouthing her. And because she's so shy, she doesn't say anything. So Kazuya's thinking, crap. Okay, what do I do? Walk in there, grab Sumi, leave. It works. And then Mami-chan happens to spot them, and Kazuya puts himself in an even worse situation because Sumi clings to him as if they're dating, but Mami-chan thinks that Chizuru is dating Kazuya and he's cheating on her when he's not actually dating her. He puts himself in very bad situations. So what ends up happening is Mami-chan actually rents Chizuru herself. Finds out that Chizuru is a rental girlfriend, and then she also rents her. They end up going to a karaoke place, which Kazuya and Ruka just happen to work at. Of course, that's where Mami chooses for her and Chizuru to go. So they go into the karaoke booth, and Mami says that Chizuru should sing something from the Peggies. Now, the reason why that's quite a cool touch is the Peggies are the band that sing the opening theme song to this show, called Centimeter. So I think it's quite cool how the band that sing the opening to the show are referenced in the show. Has that ever happened before? Probably not. Or at least if it has, I haven't seen it. But yeah, a literal reference to the band that sing the opening theme song of the show within the show itself. Mami tells Chizuru to stop with the fake persona of being always being super nice, because she knows, she saw that earlier in the show where she was bad-mouthing Kazuya, Chizuru stood up and showed the real her, instead of being in girlfriend mode, where she's super nice all the time. And she tells Mami that give Kazuya a chance, he's not as bad as you think. So it's got to the point where Kazuya has Mami, who still might like him. He definitely likes Chizuru. Ruka really likes him, and Sumi probably will like him too. And And then one of the very last scenes in the entire season, Kazuya says to Chizuru, she's the only one he wants. And then the ending credits of the show start playing, and you're like, no, you can't do that. You can't just do that. You can't leave us on a cliffhanger like that. But after the credits finished, it then shows him what he said next, which was, as a rental, of course, you're the only one I want to rent. He almost confessed his true feelings to her there and then quickly saved himself just in time. But she's probably started to understand how he really feels about her anyway. And that's where the season came to a close, and before the final episode of Season 1 was even released, Season 2 for the show was announced. So next year, Rent-A-Girlfriend Season 2 will be happening. And I'll probably be covering it here on the channel in about 1 year's time, when Season 2's probably finished. Because, I mean, we don't know when Season 2 will start, but if I had to go guess, Season 2 will probably start maybe July of 2021, around the same time Season 1 started, but a year later. And that's basically it for the show. Now, before we end off, I just want to go into my quick brief thoughts on each of the 5 main characters. So we'll start off with Kazuya. A living bro moment, only acts heroic when it's either when there's possible injury or death. Has been very selfish at times, but the date he set up for Chizuru and Kiri shows he can be a good person when he wants. But overall, Kazuya is not a great protagonist. But that's the thing. He doesn't even need to be a great protagonist, because the 4 girls run the show. Next, Mami-chan. Incredibly selfish. Badmouths Kazuya right in front of Chizuru. Dumps him claiming she loves someone else when she was completely lying, and now she may want to get back with him but can't. Even Mami's actress herself hates Mami-chan. Imagine that, hating the character you play because of the way she acts. Next, Ruka, super obsessive with Kazuya. But she at least thinks more logically than she did when we first saw her. Chizuru, I mean, arguably best girl. Extremely pretty. I mean, we've got her girlfriend mode is something that simps would die for. She's got some tsundere energy in her, definitely. And finally, Sumi. Now, I need to talk about Sumi a little bit, because this show has so far done Sumi so dirty. This show has done her so dirty. Season 1, she was introduced in episode 11. That's the only episode of the show she is in. Every other character is in at least 3 episodes or more. Sumi was in 1 episode. This show has done her so dirty, and I really want to see more of her in Season 2. Which I'm pretty sure we will see more of her in Season 2, because now we know who she is. She's extremely shy. Probably, if we had to go out which one is the cutest out of the 4 of them, she would take that one. She'd take that title. Very innocent. Always tries her best. And also arguably a good candidate for best girl. It's a toss-up for me between Chizuru and Sumi. Which one is best girl? One's extremely pretty, one's extremely cute. One can be extremely nice when it goes to girlfriend mode. The other one is super shy. I don't know. It's a toss-up between Sumi and Chizuru of who I think is best girl. But yeah, that will be it for my thoughts on Rent a Girlfriend. Overall, a really damn good show. I really enjoyed it. Sad, but it's sad now because season 2 is probably around a year away now. Or just less than that, but oh. If only they could show us more, but nope, we have to wait for season 2. Or you could just read the manga. Yeah, but why would I want to do that? I think the only point of reading the manga would be to not watch the anime. Because what's the point in reading the manga, then watching the anime? Everything is spoiled. You already know what's going to happen. Everything is spoiled. There's no shock value to anything because you know it's going to happen. That's one of the reasons I don't read manga. Because I want to experience everything firsthand without knowing what's going to happen in anime form. But yeah, that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Please be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, follow me on all my social medias, and see you on Friday for my thoughts on Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out. But until then, catch you later.